And now it's my pleasure to introduce Professor Huấn Nguyễn and Professor Bùi Tiến Thành to summarize the Newton Farm Project Digital Twin Model for Structural Health Monitoring.
Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon. I have seen. Thank you so much. And yes, it has been very fast. Has been 2 years already, and so we are together today just to conclude the project and to share the results. Okay, so let me start with. Let me start with, again, I would like to second what my colleagues has been saying. Thank you to Newton Fund for making this possible for us in this research collaboration. And thank you our delivery partner, British Council, who has always been together with us, not just this project, but many other projects we has been doing. And also, this project belongs to the Institutional Links Program, and it started from February 2019, and yes, has been 2 years now, as I said, even though half of the time we work from home, and but I have to say that the productivity is exactly the same. It's no excuse that we work from home, but we deliver, we try, we adapt, and then we change the approach. I will come back to that point later. So just for some of you, if you haven't known this project already, the two main contributors, two main partners, that is Middlesex University in London. We're based in northwest of London, and with the University of Transport and Communication in Vietnam. But I also to thank our associate partners, and from like K11, which is Professor Guido is here today. He's going to present a bit later on. And from Kent University, colleagues from Kent University. And we also have two industrial partners. One from the UK is VRV Solution, and the other one's Nambeja from France. Okay. So first of all, what is the motivation and why we have been doing this project? So the key word I want to explain that is digital twins. You know that it has been hearing people talking about Industry 4, about automation, about digital transformation. We believe digital twin is at the heart of digital transformation. You know that, like Bobby already touched on, it has been like the silver bullet for many complex problems in real life nowadays. So many areas now has been using digital twin. Actually, I say the digital twin concept, I think it has been like initiated some time ago. If you remember back to the 40 years, 50 years ago, about when NASA decided to simulate Apollo 13 on the rescue mission to get it back to the Earth. You know that the concept of digital twin already there, but it only has been taken off around, I think around 15 years later, I think like around 2017, where the reason why is because these twins rely quite heavily on some of the advances of the relevant technologies like artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and 3D visualization. And so with those advances, and this thing suddenly become some key technology, enabling technology for digital transformation. So you can see from the slide here, you can see that even in manufacturing, smart manufacturing, of course, this team now has been investigated heavily on that. And also in asset management in automotive, in energy, oils and gas. And if you can remember, around 1 week or 10 days ago, NASA just successfully landed their Perseverance rover on Mars, and the whole time during the launch event, you can see a demonstration of how Digital Twin at the advanced level, okay, how the Digital Twin get information direct from Mars, and also instruct the rover to land it at the correct spot on Mars, like that. Okay, so yes, there are just few examples of the areas that Digital Twin has been used and has been, but the question is, what about infrastructures? Okay, and especially like a country in Vietnam, where I have to admit that the mechanism to coordinate and to collect the data, to monitor infrastructure, important infrastructure, somehow still not at the sufficient level, let's say. So that is the motivation for this project. We think that, okay, with the digital solution, with the Digital Twin, we can do something about this. We can help. So that's why we aim that to develop a Digital Twin model for structural health monitoring with the capability to enhance predictive and preventive maintenance for important infrastructure in Vietnam. And within this project, the case study, we focus on the real bridge structures. We try to collect different data and the databases to conduct our research. And then based on the enabling technology in cloud computing, AI, machine learning, we develop a Digital Twin model for this purpose. Okay. And of course, the project is that we try to validate the model we design, and with the new measurement data, always try to do the correlation to see that, okay, our digital model is reflecting well the actual model. The bridge we build in the digital platform is exactly behaving as well as a bridge in the real life bridge. Okay. So also we try to, from this project, our aim, our objective, we try to set up the good data sets in terms of structural data and the tools for the longer terms monitoring of important infrastructure in Vietnam. So now I'd like to hand over, because of the results. Now we just quickly go through the results of what we have done and to share with you. I hand over to my colleagues, the principal investigator from Vietnam team, Dr. Thanh. Can you just go through what the data collection, the data set, that's the first outcome of the project, how the team over there did all the field trips to measure the data, please.
Good afternoon from Hanoi, and it's all about collaboration. First of all, I would like to thank the collaborations of the Ministry of Transport and Ministry of Construction in Vietnam, the Vietnam Highway authorities, especially for the Thang Long Bridge. During the lockdown of COVID-19, we have tried to, let's say, decipher that bridge, and we make the repair and rehabilitation of the surface for the deck. And after 4 months of hard working, together with the methodology we developed in the project, so we overcome a lot of difficulty, and now it has been successful. And also other partners and supporters from the like FT Software, my colleagues here, University of Civil Engineering in Hanoi, amongst other who support. So the collaboration has been fruitful from the project, and many thanks for the support, financial support from Newton Fund through British Council, Vietnam. So actually the project has expanded the whole horizon for our research expertise. In Vietnam, we are very good at structural engineering, and we have collaboration from Middlesex University, who have been, they have been very good at software engineering and also computer science. And during the project, we have collect an exchange data set from different bridges from Europe to Vietnam. So we have data set from Z24 bridge in Switzerland, the W51 highway bridge in Belgium with Professor Guido Druck with the design letter. And we have Mỹ Thuận Bridge and also the Cần Thơ Bridge, which we measured in September 2020. 20s. And of course, as you see in the pictures, we have tried to measure different dams, that is Huế Quảng Dam and Nậm Chien Dam in Sơn La province. And the last figure, you can see this Thăng Long Bridge. During that, we have extensive both before and after the construction, the repair of the bridge, and the results have been very successful. Also, in the project, we have sensors and we have equipment that we can facilitate the measurement in real time in different locations in Vietnam. So that together with the data set, extensive data set from we collect during the past research, and also during this research we can apply to different using data set for as a test bed that we can develop the tool for online detection and structural health monitoring that can be used among the partners, and from that we have a very let's say interesting publication in the journals paper, and also the methodology we develop in this project we can use for different let's say applications such as in the mechanical engineering, economics, among others. So I just pass back to Mr. Huấn to continue with the presentation of the outcome of the project.
Thank you. Thank you. I wonder who took the picture on the top left, who climbed up that high of the bridge, took that picture.
Actually, it's also, I mean, that is very special in Vietnam that we can say access to different locations, because as you know, in some bridges in Europe, normally they have been electrified, that is run by electricity. So that prevents people from accessing from the top of the bridge. But in Vietnam, we have tried to access to, let's say, Lam O Bridge and Thăng Long Bridge from the top, because we still use the diesel engines in Vietnam. So that is one of the interesting points that the data set can be used in different places, such as Europe and Japan. So come back to you, Mr. Huấn.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it was a beautiful photo anyway. Right, okay, so that the first part is that we collect the data and then we set some very useful data sets, and not just for the project, and for the longer term uses later on, and we can be happy to share with the other research and colleagues and fellow researchers. Okay, so our second objective is that we try to make this is kind of intelligent monitoring of the infrastructure in Vietnam. We understand that artificial intelligence is an important tool for this. So we design machine learning based frameworks for the damage detection and predictive maintenance. We will go into more detail of this in the talk later on, but it's just like we try to use different signaling processing techniques to extract more dynamics properties, structural properties. And then at the end product, we try to predict reliability, and then we try to forecast the response. And so we develop a suite of software for this machine learning work, which is a key component for our digital twins development. And then, okay, so our approach in this project is that, okay, we start from simple very basic things for the proof of concept. So you can see in our slide on the left-hand side, we bought some what we call a toy bridge. When we bought this, our colleague from our faculty just even asked, are you still playing with toys like this, or you buying for the kids? No, we bought it for ourselves. We want to test this in look that is we call the toy bridge. Just, I know that in terms of structural data, it's not that helpful, but we want to prove that, okay, how we can get the data, how we can fit in our digital twin in very basic form to see it work or not. And then once it's done, we move into the next level. We build a more real kind of a mock-up bridge in the lab with the real material you can see on the right-hand side. So that is the next level we did, just to test further data with the real sensor added to that. Okay, so that's the important intermediate step for testing for validate the proof of concept of the DC twin. But the ultimate goal is that still to validate, to test with the real bridges and the structure. So therefore, we take the opportunity of all the data collection, and then we use historical data, not just from the bridges in Vietnam, bridges over the world. And then we try to test that at full scale. That time you already mentioned about the Thang Long Bridge. And of course, we have many other bridges that Lam Mo, Mỹ Thuận, Cần Thơ, Nhật Tân, Chương Dương, and so on that can contribute to the development of these twins again. And then you can see some of the demonstration a bit later on, brief demo of what we have done with this. Okay, so it's now what's the impact coming out of that? Okay, yes, I just throw in some figures here, just very briefly. Yes, we have published 12 research papers, of course, and then the other papers also use our results. And then we got 5 dissemination events, 4 workshops, 1 conference. Okay, and as Donna and Bobby touched on earlier, that this project, I believe that is the first one we secure on this twin technology. And after that, the momentum was there, and which we already done good work. And then we secure another grant on this twin research for Smart Factory and Industry 4. And recently, our colleagues from London Digital Twin Research Center also secured another grant that we call Newton Fund Impact Scheme grant for digital twin research on heritage restoration. Okay, so that this twin is going strong in our faculty, in our university, and in collaboration with our partners. Okay, so also that, as I said, despite of the pandemic situation, we still managed to do quite a number of visits and exchanges before the pandemic. Actually, we went to Belgium, France, Vietnam, and the other way around to visit among our partners to do collaboration. And after March last year, we started doing more things online on this. And our colleagues, our team in Vietnam, maybe slightly a better situation where they have freedom to travel around, whereas our campus in the UK here is shut down. That's why one of the reasons that we tried to develop the mock-up bridge in our lab in the UK as well, but we couldn't do that because of the shut down campus. So our partners, we rely heavily on our partner in Vietnam to do that for us. They did very well with that. Okay, so I have to say that we have set up strong international collaboration links between our partners, and we supported 2 postdoc research fellows in the project and also 6 PhD students. And importantly, I have to state again that, as Bobby said, we at TAS Place, the London Digital Twin Research Center, I believe this is the first of its kind in the UK. And since then, we got another digital twin hub set up in Cambridge. We was one of the very first one to set up a research center that doing intensive research on digital twins. Right. So for more information on the project, you can go on our website there. And then I'm sure, of course, you can see a lot more results, the detail of the publication, and some of the video clip on the demonstration and so on. So again, I would like to thank here again our teams as well. Okay, it's been not easy the last year, but it's very enjoyable working with all of you. And in here, if I forgot anyone, I apologize. Or also maybe because I couldn't find the nice photo of 10 years ago, we only throw in photos of 10 years ago, so we look much younger. Oh yeah, so thank you. That's it from me, and maybe the team in Vietnam can carry on now. Thank you.